This Axel braid hair string is going to be part of an edited video. Like later, I'm going to use some footage from this and my camera, which is filming me at the moment, to create a concise video. So I've been doing a lot of thinking about like when people request videos, and I want to say proud and loud. Proud and loud, this is not a request channel. And I think women have to really, they just need to ratchet it up and tell people they're not a request channel. Yeah, I've really been thinking about this. I don't like any of the requests that people leave on my channel, like for things that they think I should do, because I'm a strong cookie independent woman who loves long hair, and I'm not here to like do requests. I'm just not. That's not what my channel is about. I have kind of just been busy. That's why I haven't been posting. But I thought about it. Okay. The requests that people share sound interesting. They sound interesting, but I have a big caveat. I might do the bubble braid hairdo. That's what I want to do, but some other hairdos and things I don't want to do. Or like I thought about this too. I don't want to shave my arms on video. I just don't want to do any of that, okay? I really thought about it. I'm like, this channel is not about what people request to see. It's just about me having fun. And some people are like, but request videos are like your bread and butter, man. And I'm like, no, this channel is to be fun. And I just will end up not posting at all if people start getting like demanding. So I've said before, I'm not a request channel. But now that I've had a couple of days to mull it over my mind, I'm gonna definitely just reiterate, if you request something, it probably will never be posted here, like ever, because most of the requests are things that, like the bubble braid, that was cool, okay? Maybe I'll do another hair banging video, maybe. But, yeah, I don't feel like any pressure to do super edited videos. Like, I know a lot of the big YouTubers are like, but super edited TV style videos are what's trending on YouTube, and that may be, but then I have to remember something about myself. I don't even like TV that much. I don't like super edited scenes. Like, I loved dialogue driven stories. Like, I liked movies where they were very dialogue-y and editing was maybe minimal. Like, I don't know, a movie that was heavy in dialogue. Oh, I love that. I don't want to see things like be boom, 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 boom. That kind of editing, like I'll do minimal editing on my videos, but if super duper editing and like this, that, and juxtaposition and short attention span theater is what is trendy on the YouTubes, or just people having to cater to every request. And that's not being mean or negative. It's just I'm here to have fun and share long hair. So most requests, I just don't think they're for me. Like, even if they're said nicely or shared in a nice way, maybe requests are cool because maybe somebody else will see your idea and want to do it. That's the only thing I can say about requests. But yeah, I think most people, like when they have a channel, they know what they want to do. And unless they're asking for requests, they're just not a request channel. And people get really like, they get kind of like disgruntled, or they get dismayed, or they're like surprised when you say you're not into requests, but you don't have to explain yourself. So yeah, I didn't even have to say that. I could have just never did it and never acknowledged it. I'm not going to scream at somebody for requesting something or anything like that. I just thought about it. I'm like, nope. Hi, Mr. Tracy. I'm like, no, I don't like any of these requests. Like, I don't like them. They don't feel comfortable. Like, I want to do things that make me feel comfortable. I'm not going to post stuff that makes me feel uncomfortable. Like, I've been mulling that over my mind. Hair banging video, yes. Maybe kind of dancing with hair in front of my face, maybe in the future. But it's going to be maybe on a day I feel like doing that. And that's why, yeah, I'm not a request channel. And I have wanted to make new edited videos. I just have been kind of taking a break for a couple of days. I haven't been like super like anxious to get into it. So I will, but it's going to be on my own terms, and it's going to be my own kind of video. That's the kind. What can you request from me? everything that I want to do. So if you want to request a video from me, just say, I request you do what you want to do. There we go, Spaghetti-O, and that's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to see on this channel. I don't think I'm ever going to be a request video person. I'm just, yeah, I'm just not, it's not me. It is not me at all. I feel like this one was a little too loose. I think this braid was thinner than that braid. Oh well. These are just two accent braids being braided into a braid. So I kind of thought about this too. Like, if that's what YouTube is becoming, where everything's just like short attention span theater and heavily edited, I think there's a lot of people who don't make content like that because not everybody wants to watch content like that. Like, I was thinking about me. Like, I really like this one lady's channel where she was talking about different social issues, but when she said that, oh, everybody wants to watch edited videos, I was like, well, I don't know, because here was my take on it. Some editing, maybe minimal editing, was good, interesting, but like if there's just too much like going back and forth, too many jump cuts, I don't like it. Like, and I kind of like early YouTube. I like live streams, things that aren't like super edited. That's my thing. And I'm never going to be like, yeah, I love edited stuff. That's just not my thing, you know? It's not my grape jelly jam. Yep. So there will probably be no request videos like ever on this channel, as I've always said. Because sometimes when you get somebody say, oh, I want a request, it kind of makes you think like, oh, I should try that. But then why? And I'm not even being rude, even if it's said in a nice way, like, oh, like, yeah, this would look nice. What if you just feel like, no, that feels uncomfortable to me? And oh, and originally, like, the comment that went with it made me feel uncomfortable too, because they were saying I should do things that are against my personality type. And I want to stick up for the introverted personality type on YouTube. Not everybody who's on YouTube likes drama, gossip, or shock elements or teasing. And I don't like any of that stuff. I don't like it in real life, and I don't like it on YouTube. Like, I just have to keep it real. I like transparency, authenticity, and just being myself in an introverted way. I don't want to be one of these people who teases the camera with a pair of scissors. Like, why? Why would you want to do that? And I don't even think you have to defend yourself at that point. Just post what you like, buddies. So that makes me actually want to post more, because I start thinking, no, like, even if somebody's polite about it, I don't have any interest in posting something like that. Why? Why would I want to post that? And this person's probably going to think, well, that's so rude. How come you don't like my idea? It's not that. It's just like, no, it doesn't seem interesting to me. A lot of people do hair tutorial. Okay, one reason I kind of been taking a bit of a hiatus too is because I wanted to do a video on my other channel about opening the tripod I bought, and I didn't get around to it. And okay, and here's another thing. People talk about upload schedules. Like, they have these schedules where they upload, but there's one reason I'm never going to commit to an upload schedule. And I'll tell you why. I don't always have time to upload to a schedule. And some people that commit to one later on, they end up saying, oh my gosh, like, I fell off my upload schedule. And that's the thing. I don't want to feel committed to something that I won't be able to maintain. Like, that would just make YouTube not fun for me. So I think, yeah, if you really want to, like, if you think in the foreseeable future you're going to be able to stick to some sort of an upload schedule and really stick to it, yeah, then that works. But for me, I'm probably never going to have an upload schedule because I can't ever foresee being able to guarantee that if I committed to one, that I'd be able to upload on all those days. Like, what if I couldn't upload on all those days? What if I felt tired? Like, if you work or something and you come home, maybe you don't want to upload on certain days. Like, maybe you want a break. I don't want to feel like I get it. That's how people get their, they get people knowing that a video is going to be out at that time. And I do like more of a serious live stream with Aya. And that I've committed to. That is like the one thing on a Friday night at 6:45 Pacific time that I have committed to. I'm like, I know I'm going to do that. But anything else, I'm like, I can't guarantee just because I have things that go on. And I don't even know what it means by remove the tips because that just sounds dumb as doornails. Yeah, I don't like role playing though. Do you like role playing? It's not my thing. Like if you like that kind of thing, uh no. It's just not my thing. Like it's not authentic. It's not transparent living. Like if you like theater and you like acting, yeah, maybe you love role play, but like okay, let me give you a slice of authenticity that a lot of people, especially okay, I live in Southern California. And I've learned a lot of people in Southern California are not into authentic living. I've just learned it. Like they like, okay, even in the inland area, like 60 miles in from LA, they kind of like this flashy lifestyle, even if they can't afford it, really. There are people they want to like, oh, I drive this kind of car. I have like a McMansion. I have these things, which is fine if those things make you happy. But sometimes people just want these things or this brand or this and that to like have a certain image. Whereas I'm a pedestrian. I walk to work, I walk home. I don't like, I like to save my money. I'm not going to go flash and get into debt over things I can't afford. I don't drive anyway, but even if I did, I want to be driving like a flashy car just to like impress people. Like, and not all these people can afford things because here's what happened like last time when we had a financial crash in 2008. A lot of people lost their houses. There were whole neighborhoods that were in foreclosure because these people were living paycheck to paycheck and they were buying things that they couldn't afford. And yes, the housing market is way overpriced, but in some of these cases people were just living beyond their means because they wanted to have a certain aesthetic and a certain lifestyle. And I don't want to stereotype, like if you can afford the things that you buy, if you can afford them, that's great. But a lot of people like image, okay? Whatever kind of image it is that they want to portray to you, that's the most important thing. And to me, I just like to be myself. Like, I'm not going to get all excited about your flash image. Like, it's just not going to happen. Like, it's not going to make me feel impressed. Like, because I'll know, like, a lot of people, you could be making $175,000 a year and be in debt up to your eyeballs because you want a flash lifestyle. That doesn't impress me, okay? I don't roll like that. So right off the bat, I'm just not gonna congeal with a lot of people who think that, oh, like how I look on, or like having something. And look, I'm not saying everybody who makes edited videos is like that, but somebody was actually complaining in an edited video about, okay, what was it about? Van life or something, that, oh, they make van life look so glitzy. And in reality, it's like living without a toilet and being camping all the time. And I was just thinking, I could have told you that right away because, I mean, I've never lived in a van. But my grandpa, like, drove across the US and Canada back in the 80s in a motorhome. And after 3 years, he got really burned out because he said being on the road, he nearly got in accidents sometimes. And it could be scary and the weather could be erratic. Like, there were a lot of things that you had to put up with. And I was a kid and I knew those things. And then there were these people on YouTube, they were getting mad, okay? They were getting mad at people who made glitzy van life videos saying it was their fault that they didn't show them the truth of van life and they never would have lived in a van if they had not known that, like, they wanted the people to like show like, the days where it was boring or something. And then it got me to this thing. Nobody is responsible for telling you if something can be boring and mundane at times. And if you think life is all flash and glitz, you have a rude awakening, because it's not. There's a lot of mundane moments in life called doing laundry, you know, doing house chores, working, like things like that. It's not all glitz, splash, and pizzazz. And I kind of worry, like, okay, it's cool if you like an edited video just because it's fun to watch for entertainment purposes. But I also have a bit of a disconnect with this, because if you're that in need of entertainment 24/7, and if it's that heavy in your need, you might be upset if something's not going to be entertaining to you, you know? It might not be that exciting to you after a certain time. Yeah, I don't know. So watch things that are edited, but with a caveat. Maybe just know it's not real life. Real life is not an edited video. Life is not going to be edited. And all this edited moments in social media, what's trending on YouTube, it's just kind of the antithesis of who I am. So if I don't do request videos, maybe it's because, hey, I'm not a request kind of gal, you know? And that's where I get into, like, that's where I can actually get in touch and I can say why I don't think request videos are all that in a bag of chips. Because honestly, I don't. I'm like, I know people think that they're really wonderful and exciting, but I really don't. Like, why? Why are they more exciting than just like a regular video? Why is it more exciting? I have a different kind of view on this, I guess. I'm just like, I will watch an edited video here and there because they're interesting, but the YouTubers I like in general, they're just live streaming, or they're doing like talks, like dialogues, and it's not like boom, 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 flash and glitz, you know? I actually kind of like a video more when it's a little bit more realistic, but that's just my take. I was supposed to be braiding my hair, not like debating with the camera. But yeah, if you want like this, I just all of a sudden, I've always loved transparency and authenticity, but I've just been pushed to the brink where I want to live the most transparent life possible. And when you realize that a lot of people are just so dedicated to like having their image or whatever it is that they think is so grape jelly jam great, I'm like, you know what? I would rather be an outcast in a society where everybody wants their polished image than be part of that fake crowd, because there's so much fakeness, so much polish, so much there's nothing wrong with perfecting things or making them beautiful. I'm not talking against that. I'm just talking about the not being authentic. And you can't blame, okay, so if you're watching these videos, you can't blame somebody else for saying, oh, they made this look all fun all day. It's not anybody's fault if it's not exciting to you, because life is not always going to be excitement. I think that's another thing too. People have become so entitled, they think everything should be exciting at all times. And if there's one mundane moment, how dare society let them down and not think that life is going to be exciting? This is why we have such a fickle culture. I think that's another thing too. It's because of the short attention span theater. People can't commit to one thing. They can't make up their mind. They change their mind every 5 minutes. Well, the minute you realize that you're a big advocate of transparent living, you just are like, what is this? Okay, I get that that is trending YouTube. I get that that's the excitement. And if, as long as people can acknowledge that a lot of what they're watching is theater and it's not real life, then I don't really care. But if people are going to start thinking that what they see on YouTube is real life, they're going to be sadly disappointed. But I want to be honest with you. I don't tell people everything about my life, because that would just be weird. There's no need for that. But what I share is authentic. Like, I don't have a reason to be someone I'm not. I'm just myself. And if that doesn't give me a million subscribers, I would rather just have a smaller channel and be happy than be fake, okay? That's kind of my take. I would rather have a smaller channel and not never reach, some high grandiose number of subscribers than be the kind of person who needs to put on a show. Because the only show I put on is my own show. And I talk about things I know and I do and I think, okay? I don't need the accolades I'm not saying I'll never make edited videos in the future. I'm just saying if I do it, it's on my own terms. Make it on your own terms, right? Don't make it on someone else's terms. So at the end of the day, I feel like once I really think about what it is that doesn't congeal with me, with all the requests, like super edited video format, and it's not that I've never had an edited video, right? I've had videos that were edited, right? They're just not, I realize they're not up to the standards, I guess, of what YouTube demands or people demand. And I'm like, but who is this? Look, people, I had somebody say on Friday in the live stream to us that it's up to us to take back elections or to take back conversations or anything. So I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with edited videos, but if this trend doesn't speak to you, I feel like as a creator on your own YouTube channel, it's time to take the conversation back and just say, you know what? I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. I want to keep doing what I'm doing here, and it might not appeal to everybody, but I would rather it appeal to me, I would rather it appeal to me than appeal to some obscure group of people. And another thing too, I feel like this is what's going to ensure that you want to keep doing YouTube, because there's a lot of people, they reach meteoric success with YouTube, and then their meteorite falls. So they have the meteorite success with YouTube in the very beginning, but the quicker you light up, the quicker you burn, like a meteorite. Like, you might light up, okay, like there could be a topic right now. There could be a topic that's super trendy and super popular. But if you make that topic like your whole channel, I don't know, 5 years from now, are you going to still want to talk about that topic, make videos about that topic? Are people still going to care about that topic? Like for me with long hair, I feel like it's never going to be mainstream, really. But there are people that like long hair and want to talk and just have conversations. That isn't going away, okay? So I feel like this is something I can make videos about that will last. It's, to some degree anyway, right? I feel like I want that smoothed out more. Sometimes I get really picky and I'm like, I want this smoothed out. I want that smoothed out more. Smooth out, more smoothing out. So I'll go back and I'll redo whole sections of a braid. That's kind of how I roll, you know? Be like, yeah, and it gets smoothed out to my satisfaction. I go back in. I had like the biggest epiphany in my life recently. It was just so big. I've always known all along, like when some people are not truthful with me, you know, like I've always known that, right? So I would rationalize like behavior, I would rationalize scenarios and be like, yeah, like that person, you know, they're a good person. And I finally came to the grand conclusion that no, people do whatever they want to do as long as it feels fun for them in the moment. And people, they care about themselves most. Like there are some people, and sorry, I'm not trying to be like completely cynical. There are still a lot of really good people in the world, but a lot of people are just all about their own like comfort, pleasure, entertainment, and amusement in the moment. They don't really care about other people and their feelings. They just don't. And I hate to say it. I know a lot of people are like, there's a lot of really good people in the world, and I love everybody, and everybody has good intentions. And I'm like, no. Like, even like you can try and say, well, oh no, that person could have a bad day, but no, actually not. Like, you have to be honest with yourself. Like, that's another thing too. Like, you can only really count on yourself in this lifetime. Maybe that sounds cynical. You can count on your family or your close friends, but there's just a lot of people in this world. Just always have your radar up, okay? Like, just always have your radar up. And my trust, like, of people, it's like it's all an all-time low. Like, I don't trust people very much. Does that sound cynical? It probably does, but I mean, I'll be polite and kind to people, but I'm always gonna be like, I don't really know. Like, if I don't know somebody and I haven't known them for a length of time, my like I question their intentions, like, and it will take like a long amount of time, and somebody's being very consistent on a daily basis, showing me that they're kind, considerate, and empathetic, genuinely, not just when they feel like it or something. Like, I just feel like people have to prove themselves to me over time. And yeah, my trust of people, like, it plummeted to an all-time low. Like, it's pretty low right now. Like, and that probably sounds really like, oh, cynical. And it's not that I'm not nice to people, and I continue to be happy and all that, but I feel like any happiness I will ever have out of life is self-derived. It's always been anyway, but I just don't feel like there's anybody I can, like, outside of my immediate family and my close friends, that I could truly count on. Like, somebody might tell me something, but I would need to see that they demonstrate that, like, before I actually believe them. Like, it's not that I think people are all bad. There are actually people that are not bad, but they're very much self-motivated, and yes, everybody is to some degree, but there are just some people, they only think about themselves, like what entertains them today, what preoccupies them today, what makes them happy, and they will show like no consideration for other people's feelings. They just don't. Okay, so you need to have sky high awareness of that. You need to just know, like, just be very skeptical of a lot of things people tell you. And just make sure that they are demonstrating over time that they are really genuine. Because, yeah. And I think if somebody has more bad days than good days, like that tells you a lot, like a lot, okay? And yeah, and transparency, it's like this transparency is king. You need to be the most authentic, transparent living person to really have a table in my life. Like, you have to be so transparent. Like, you'll need to blow me out of the waters with how authentic you are, how transparent you are, and how kind you are. Like, and I don't think everybody loves everybody, but you just will really have to like prove yourself to me. Like at this point, I'm just like, yeah, I don't trust people much. It's kind of like some people don't trust people easily, by the way. And it's not that I've ever been easily trusting. It's just for a few years, I thought, well, maybe I'm just too hard on people. Like maybe I should be more open to meeting new people. Like one time, this guy told me he just met me, and I was walking, and it was kind of weird. He goes, "You seem way too guarded," and I'm thinking, no, you should always be guarded. Like honestly, like be guarded, like because you don't owe it to anybody to and it's funny the thing about him, like he went and told me that, but I found out later that he had a girlfriend for 10 years, okay? For 10 years, and he had kids. Why was he coming up to me? And I'm like, oh, so like I kind of looked at the timeline. I figured this out because I saw his Facebook page, okay? And I said, so you're with him? And he goes, and he told me some like kind of weird story about how, well, they weren't together right then, but yeah, he did have kids, but he didn't think it was that important. But I'm like, actually, I looked at the timeline, okay, and it all added up, and I'm like, he definitely had kids, and he was picking up women or trying to pick up women, and I think he was in a relationship, and it was just weird. I was like, okay, but that has been like just the thing is there's a lot of people that you just can't 120% trust. Trust is at an all-time low for me, just with people and situations and scenarios, especially if I'm out walking and somebody comes up to me and they're like, oh, you can trust me. I'm like, probably not. So here is the hairdo. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like it. Anyway, thank you for watching.